Welcome everybody to Being You Changing the World Book Club. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How did I get so lucky to read? The first time I ever joined Access, I always wanted to read this book and wanted to become a facilitator to read this book. And for years, I maintained my uh, Being You facilitator license because I wanted to read this book every time. Oh my God, dear. Bless you, my angel. How are you? Oh my God.
Wow, so cute.
Oh my God. She's attending all my classes, all my Insta lives since she was in mama's womb. How did I catch your lucky? Oh, baby. Hi, Anna. Welcome. Good to see you. So I was mentioning that, I thank you, Fagani. Blessings.
Thank you.
So it was, and I maintained, and the finally 9, 10 years, I had the license for being you. And I was like, now I'm choosing to leave. And I didn't want to because I was had this whole FOMO of giving up on the being you. And I finally with Day and saying, it's very tough for me to give up. And he's like, it's okay. What's right about it? And what's the gift in it? I said, okay, fine. Took out, but I always was so connected. And I kept asking, and energetically before coming for SOP, I was telling in my head to Dana, like, what can you gift me? What can you gift me? What can you gift me? And then the beauty was he gifted us the Being You facilitators to all of us, all the facilitators that we can facilitate the Being You classes. Can you imagine what I created in 1 year after giving up that because I was like so having that anxiety and FOMO of like, why am I not in the Being You facilitators? Like, though I do a class or I don't conduct a class, but I represent Being You. I totally own Being You. I know I be myself when I walk my talk, and it's who I be, and that's what I invite the world to. And here I'm again, finally reading this book with you guys. So thank you for your presence. Thank you for receiving this from my son. And I thought that could be the best gift I can ever gift anybody. So thank you and thank you and thank you for coming in and joining me for today. How did I get so lucky? So let's talk about sex, baby. That's what we're going to talk. The rest chapters are for the people who join us, but the most yummy chapter. So I'm sure every chapter is yummy. Magic is my favorite chapter. But yes, let's talk about sex, baby. Anybody has inhibitions around sex? Please, please do listen to my call so that you can run away. My sign to tell you run away. Anybody has any inhibitions towards sex? 17th July 2023. All right, let's go and let's begin. So page 148. Note to reader, please know one of the most seductive things in the world is when someone looks at you with no judgment. I'll repeat that again. One of the most seductive things in the world is when someone looks at you with no judgment. When that happens, your whole being goes, please don't leave, please don't go, stay, please. Are you willing to be that for you? How many are you willing to be that for you? Isn't that only even like when I'm reading, it's so seductive. And we want to go, I have to have the best body, I have to look the best, I have to do the makeup, I have to wear this, I have to have money for somebody to never ever give up. And you know how, especially the relationships, we all are like, how do I never give up relationship? How can a man just stick to me? How can I just, have him all the time around? So all the women, you know what to do, which the last thing that we'll ever do is not judge. But yeah, let's receive that we love judging. But what can we change today by actually acknowledging that and remembering that it's a choice, that if we have no judgment, your man, your child, your people, your friends will never ever go away from you. So everything that brought up and brought down can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pop, furniture, boys, povas, beyonds, and all the big vibes. So let's talk about sex, baby. My dear, beautiful friends, part of this reason we judge our bodies and feel disconnected and separate from them is because we haven't ever really received much kindness or caring with them. It is one of the life's greatest travesties It's one of the greatest sadness of this reality. We don't have a place or a space where our bodies are just nurtured and cared for. We often cut off sex because of the experiences we have had that were dishonoring and unkind, and not the beauty and sensation and joy and fun and lightness and possibilities that two bodies getting together can and could be. And in our desire to cut off sex, we cut off that energy of receiving and gifting that could occur between all of our bodies. Would you consider instead embracing your sexualness? Sexualness includes healing, caring, nurturing, joyful, generative, creative, expansive, and orgasmic energy. How many of you have this within you? How many of you are willing to acknowledge that you are healing, you are caring, you are nurturing, you are joyful, you are generative, creative, expansive, and orgasmic towards yourself? Are you being all of them towards yourself? Ankita says me. Radhika says she. Somehow does it get any better than that? So remember, that is when you talk about the word sex, it also brings up all these energies of healing, caring, nurturing, joyful, generative, creative, expansive, and orgasmic energies. That's what we need. Page 149. Now I'm turning towards 150. Everything that doesn't allow that wonderful energy of sexualness to become a reality for you, you will destroy and uncreate all that, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Alisha, boys, povas, and beyonds. It is one of those energies we have killed in our lives, the energy of sexualness. Please note, I'm not saying sexuality, I am saying sexualness. It has a totally different meaning. I'm going to write it one more time since it's such a different concept. Sexualness is healing, caring, nurturing, expansive, joyful, generative, creative, and orgasmic. That's the energy of sexualness. And sexualness is not about putting the body parts together, it's about being and the energy of our bodies actually have. It is a kind of like puppies cuddling together. And couldn't we all use a bit more puppy like cuddling? I think so. When your body is functioning from sexualness, it'll be turn on like the power switch is on, turned on in its way of woohoo, we are alive. Yes, copulation sex would be really fun from that place, but it's truly not necessary. And sexualness is about so much more than just that. So everywhere you all are just code in, and you're all stuck in the copulation part, and you are unwilling to receive the other energies of sexualness. Would you like to destroy and get on, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Anisha, boys, povas, beyonds, and all the big fives. It is the energy of living that we have been taught to turn off since we were little. I say it again, it is not copulation. Copulation is putting the body parts together, and that should always be a choice. Once again, sexualness is healing, caring, nurturing, expansive, joyful, generative, creative, and orgasmic energy of being. Copulation, putting the body parts together. This is the beginning of a different paradigm for a being with your body and in your world that actually allows you to receive totally gift openly and change the harshness and unkindness that this reality has become. Just check if it is light for you. And let me give you two examples. The first one I have used previously, the hug. Imagine having a nurturing hug from someone. One of those hugs where you just melt into them and they melt into you. And you feel like your universe and theirs could just go on and on and on. Notice there's no copulation in it. But there is a total sexualness present. If you look again at the aspects of sexualness, you will see that they are all encompassed by that nurturing, world expanding hug. Notice also that because there's no sexuality in it, because you don't have to judge what you won't receive and you don't have to prove anything, there's also no weirdness. After all, it is just a hug. My question is, what if copulation could be as nurturing and spacious as, and even more than fun, a great hug? How many of you are willing to have that hug? And how many of you are willing to give that hug to your own self? Everything that was. Can we destroy and unget all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pork, unleash your boys, povas, and beyonds? Are we willing to hug ourselves today, just in this very moment? And just be present with this hug to yourself right now. Are you nurturing? Do you have enough care for yourself? Just be present. Don't think about it, just be present. Just, do you feel your body is healing with this hug? Is it? Do you feel the care? Do you sense expansiveness? Do you sense the joy, generative, creative, and orgasmic energy of you? Were any of these factors missing? Majorly, Anna? Everything that is.
Majorly.
So everything that brings up and brings down, can we destroy and unget all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, unleash your boys, povas, and beyonds? Dr. Shiva said generative versus creative. So creative is what you just thought and it's created, but then how to generate that and more of it? So you're more creative than generative? Or are you like how humanoids generally get bored? And then they like, oh, I do not know how to generate it. Generation, but first your thought process creates it. Your generative is when you have that enthusiasm, joy of actually for taking it forward. And you're always grateful for your choices. You're grateful for your creations. That is an energy of taking to generative mode. So do you think you are amazing? Jhoot hai ye sab. Everything that is can be destroyed and kill all right and wrong, good and bad, fought for college of voice, powers and beyonds. आज मैं सिर्फ अंकिता को नहीं कह सकती झूठी झूठी, सबको कहना पड़ेगा झूठी झूठी. अंकिता खुश हो जाओ. Everything that is can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, good and bad, fought for college of voice, powers and beyonds. This is the beginning of a different paradigm. Sorry, being a doctor of chiropractic. When I went to chiropractic college. I was I was told to cut off all of my sexual energy in order not to be sued. In other words, I was told not to be the energy of sexualness. How many women, especially, and I don't know how many men probably also would have, but how many women have been told to cut off their sexualness when we were growing up? Everything that is brought up right now can be destroyed and unget all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, culture, boys, povas, beyonds, and all the big fives required. Yeah, no,
Yeah. So can you elaborate, like, what do you exactly mean by when we were told to cut off our sexualness? What do you exactly mean by?
It's like when we are growing up, it's like, Zada haso nahi, don't laugh too much. You're laughing too much. You're giving too many signals. This is not how girls should be. This is not how it is supposed to be. बड़े घर की लड़कियां ये नहीं करती. इस घर की लड़कियां वो नहीं करती. हमारे घर की लड़कियां ये नहीं करती. So which is totally all about your body. इस तरह के कपड़े नहीं पहनते. ऐसे नहीं करते. It is like always doubting your body all the time. Thank you. Most welcome, Lapisha. So that is ongoing process in our journey. Today also for anything we do, I mean, I note myself, एक second के लिए आता जरूर है कुछ ना कुछ, like, is it appropriate? Should I do it? Should I not? So how much, this morning also, I just actually acknowledge that like I had a judgment of my body. I'm like, oh my God, इतना form structure है कि उसको निकलते I've been on a continuous journey of working towards me. I'm like still. And today I finally made myself friends with it. I know I'm judging. It's okay.
So can we not address it that we are being aware by pondering over questions? Will this contribute?
Yeah.
It
is. Yeah. And sometimes we feel though we are tired of it. No. It is also God's lifetimes that we have lived, that we've been holding, and now it's working. So we should be happy and acknowledging, okay, I'm aware, I'm changing. The moment it comes and the moment we acknowledge, we have changed it already. But yes, and it is not that wrongness of our parents or wrongness of anybody. They didn't know better. They were just asking all that to just protect you. But we forget that our first protective layer is our body. Our body knows how to protect itself. But we take that whole mindset away from us as kids as something that you're aware, or your body is aware, or your body has a capacity to fight for itself. We are made dependent on medicines, everything outside. Body will heal, बाहर से दवाई खाओगे. You will heal, कोई तुम्हें lecture देगा. You will heal, तुम्हें ये meditation करना पड़ेगा. You know, everything is lying outside us, whereas it's inside. So what if you turn inwards and then you acknowledge that you have everything in this very moment, right here, right now? And now what else is possible beyond this? Everything that brought up and brought down, can we destroy and get all right to number and bad pot walk on the boys, overs and big fives? That gives you clarity, Anna? Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the question. I was supposed to put my hands on people to heal them and change things for their bodies and their lives while cutting off the very energy of healing, nurturing, and caring energy that allows me to do it. For me, that is insane. Just look at it. Did you go into the judgment there, even for just a second? That comes from never being given the awareness that there is a difference between sexualness and sexuality. There is, and it is a fundamental difference. Looking back, I think that what they wanted me to eliminate was the sexuality, that weird, forceful, judgmental, unkind energy that some people put on others about wanting to copulate with them. But they never made any distinction, probably because they didn't know there was a difference. So I was left believing that I was somehow supposed to cut off everything, including me, which is what sexualness is. Because sexualness includes you as well as everyone else. Sexualness includes, sexuality excludes. So that's why I'm delineating this area for you. So you don't have to cut off your sexualness any longer, just because you're someone who doesn't want to impose on others that weird, judgmental, bizarrely unkind, unnurturing energy of sexuality, which may not be part of you at all. So how many of you think that you have that point of view and you are that forceful, or you are being that unkind when you are acting onto anything?
So it's like trusting more on self and
Yeah.
just give it
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever is required, with whatever that space would be, even if that is like, screaming, it can be unkind word at a moment, but that probably might be contributing to, rather than stopping and judging yourself. What if you allow your body to actually take an action and allow your body to outcreate you always? And everything that doesn't allow, can we destroy and get all right? And beyond. Again, there is a difference. I know this is really weird for some of you. Sexuality, always a judgment and often proving of, see how sexual I am, with no receiving, and often invoking a weird feeling of inadequacy and wrongness. Sexualness is the non-judgmental, healing, caring, nurturing, joyful, generative, expansive, creative, and orgasmic energy that can not only heal bodies and lives, but also change the face of the world. I just have this question coming up, that do any of you think that you do not have any of this healing, nurturing, caring, joyful, generative, expansive, creative, and orgasmic energy in you? That is one thing that is a common thread among all of you, irrespective who you are, where are you coming from, what size, structure, shape you are. We all have it. Are you willing to acknowledge it? Which means you all are sexy, which means you all are hot. Then let's have sex, guys. Everywhere you have been stopping yourself because, oh, I'm not this, I am not that. This period tells you that you have everything. So check with yourself every time. Next time, don't go in the front of the mirror and see कि ये size ठीक है, ये वो size ठीक है, ये कपड़े ठीक है. Go write down in the front of your mirror these 7-8 things. Every day check. आज ये on है, ये full है, यहाँ petrol full है, यहाँ petrol full है, यहाँ petrol full है. And then walk out of that mirror. How about that? New exercise, new way of looking into the mirror. Everything that brings up and brings down, can we destroy and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, talk, on list of boys, povers, and beyond. नहीं, तुम लोग नहीं कर पाओगे, it's okay. तुम लोग नहीं हो hot. तुमसे sex नहीं हो पाएगा. It's okay. I get it. Only few of us. क्यों Dr. Saluja? She's smiling. They're like happy. Which would you prefer?
मैं भी हूँ.
अंकिता, जो छुपे रहते हैं कैमरा के पीछे, उनसे तो मैं बात ही नहीं करती. कौन है वो लोग? कौन बोला मैं भी?
मैं ड्राइव कर रही हूँ.
मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है कौन है. I do not know. Which would you prefer to choose? Have you two been brought to cut off the energy of sexualness from a very young age? Most of us have, unfortunately. So everything you've done to turn off that sexualness, to judge it, to have it judged in you, so you were a bad person if you had it, or though as you were going to turn out to be as bad person, a slut or something, if you were actually that sexual, would you please destroy and unget, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Anisha, boys, povas, and beyonds. And will you please now allow the healing, caring, nurturing, joyful, creative, generative, and orgasmic energy you truly be to show up in totality with ease? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Anisha, boys, povas, and beyonds. Orgasmic gratitude, orgasmitude. I like that word, orgasmitude. Imagine if you were totally be grateful for you, for everything you be, every part of you, what would that be like? I'll repeat that again. Imagine if you were to be totally grateful for you, for everything you be, every part of you. I just heard सब लोग कह रहे हैं वो तो हो ही नहीं सकता. Not every part of you can be so sexual and sensual, ना? और gratitude like तो थोड़ा ना हर body part तुम्हारा होगा और हर life तुम्हारी होगी. Right? I'm correct? Everything that is can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Anisha, boys, povas, and beyond. How many of you are choosing to be having that orgasmic tude? Do you have it for you? Good, very few hands. बाकी तो सब काले हैं तो उनका तो पता ही नहीं. बाकियों का तो मुझे पता ही नहीं. Only people here who are present are like 3-4 are ready to be having the orgasmic tude. Only they will receive it. Behind the camera, people won't receive it. Everything that is can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Anisha, boys, povas. See, here you go. लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते ना. प्यार से नहीं मान रहे कि आ जाओ स्क्रीन पे रिसीव कर लो. धमकी देनी पड़ती आओ. Everything that is can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Anisha, boys, povas. But that's a very big truth, okay? Not even my call, with anybody's call. I always say that you should be present as much as I totally get if you're driving, if you're then. And if you cannot be here, then you'll be in 10 things. Please be here. You've been gifting all this, and this is something that your body has created for you to hear it out. Please receive it. नहीं, तेरे को नहीं कह रही अंकिता, तू गाड़ी चला, तू मुझे मत देख, तू गाड़ी चला. Thank you. Everything that is can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Anisha, boys, povas, and beyond. Thank you for showing up, everybody. Because you know what happens is when I wonder what happens with other facilitators, and I think every facilitator says that, be present. Sometimes what happens when I'm talking, my eyes just goes on to somebody. And then I just catch that energy and it's like, distance, new change, shift, whatever. And sometimes I also receive so many gifts when you see through me. So please see through me. I love you. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Anisha, boys, povas, and beyonds. So would it be generative? Would it be creative? In other words, can you bring different things into existence and into reality because of it? Yeah. And would it be orgasmic? Having gratitude for you and total sexualness go hand in hand. You can't have gratitude and judgment at the same time. And you can't have sexualness and judgment at the same time either. Judgment always eliminates sexualness. A choice for being sexualness rises above the limitation imposed by judgment. A choice for being sexualness rises above the limitation imposed by judgment. You may want to flip back and read the elements of sexualness one more time if this isn't making sense. Truly, if you got how wonderful it would be to have total sexualness and total gratitude together, why would you ever choose anything else? Why would you ever choose to judge you again? And you're not choosing that right now for what reason? So all the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, rejections you have been imposing on you that create the impelled need of sexuality and the destruction of sexualness Would you please destroy and unkit all that, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Alisha, boys, povas, and beyonds. Everything that does not allow you to choose to have total sexualness, total gratitude for you and your body, and the joy that would bring, would you please destroy and unkit all that, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Alisha, boys, povas, and beyonds. And guys, this is like, we keep asking कि body कैसे change करूं, ये कैसे change करूं, ये problem हो गया, वो problem हो गया, I'm upset, my life is not great, right? This one tool can change your life, but how committed are you to it? Like even what I just told you, that if you write these elements of, being sexualness, do in your world, or you just remember them and check that list every day. Don't do anything, your life will change. But how committed are you to yourself? Go check. Am I caring for myself right now? Am I being orgasmic with myself? Am I, all these factors? Am I joyful? Or has anything taken away my joy? Even these elements, you don't have to attend classes. You don't have to do anything. You have to just be committed to you. This one line can change your world. And now the question is, how committed are you to change, or are you committed to have the problems? So everything that brings up and brings down can be destroyed and get on. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, on some boys, powers, and beyond. And you do not know what being orgasmic is. Ask your body. Body, show me what is being an orgasmic. Looks to me. And your orgasm and my orgasm can be so different. Right? So everything that brings up and brings down can be destroyed and get on. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, on boys, powers, and views. It's like how Gary says, na, classes नहीं attend कर सकते, books तो पढ़ सकते हो, books पढ़ के commit तो कर सकते हो, वो भी नहीं करना. अब यहाँ तो आराधना book भी पढ़ के दे रही है, tool भी हाथ में दे रही है, अब मुंह में तो नहीं डालेगी, वो भी डाल देगी, खाओगे तुम ही ना. So everything that is can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, knowledge of boys, powers, and beyonds. Height of laziness. If now you say you're lazy, I will totally acknowledge you're lazy. Live lazy, die lazy. Everything that is can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, knowledge of boys, powers, and beyonds. Being an invitation. When you're being sexualness, you are an invitation for everybody. You are the healing possibility and the caring possibility that they don't have in their lives. You become the nurturing that they don't have in their lives, the joyfulness that they don't have in their lives, the generative capacity they don't have in their lives, the creative capacity, the expansiveness, and the orgasmic possibility of living. And you don't have to copulate with them ever. Be that. So how many of you crib? यार मैं सारा दिन करती रहती हूँ, कितना करती हूँ लोगों का, मेरे को तो कोई मुड़ के देखता ही नहीं है, बस मैं ही हूँ सबकी करती रहती हूँ काम. Everybody is so thankless in my life. Are they thankless in your life, or are you thankless to you? Because they don't have what you have. How will they come and look for you? How will they actually come and nurture and care? अरे उसके लिए तो है, तुम्हारी capacity के लिए नहीं है. Maybe you're far beyond their capacity. Do you need their validation for you to live and thrive? So everything that is, can we today now choose to let that go? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Alisha, boys, povas, beyonds, and big fights. Sexuality, on the other hand, is our intention is only about what I get from you through copulation. That's the means, the end, and the goal. I want to give it to you, and I want to copulate with you. And if we don't copulate, then we have no business interacting with each other. So would you consider the possibility that having the energy of sexualness could actually be a joyful expression of life and living? Everything that doesn't allow to show up for you, would you please destroy and get all that, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Alisha, boys, povas, and beyond. Would you be willing to embrace more of the sexualness that you truly are, that you didn't know existed until you read it few minutes ago? Would you be willing to destroy and unkit all of your preconceived conditions of sexuality and judgment that really aren't working for you? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, Alisha, boys, povas, beyonds, and big fights. Thank you. What if you start today, a new gym, a gym of sexualness, right? Rather than going to the gym of exercising and running and beating and, judging yourself into sexuality. What if you start the orgasmic gym for yourself today? And at least if you can't be on the bed and sitting going to that gym, I do not know what to say beyond it. Everything that is, can we destroy none at all. Right to know good and bad, pot, pop, boys, povas, and beyond. Please understand, I am not trying to impose a point of view on you. Really, what I'm attempting to do is to invite you to completely different possibility for living. As always, please don't try to buy anything here that doesn't work for you, but at least try it on. If someone had given me these distinctions and tools 11 years ago, I might have been in the happier place. Part of my depression was that what I saw in the world and what other people saw as reality was just so different than what I knew should be available. Having almost no one else see as valuable what I considered the value and the joy or reasons for living, kindness, caring, healing, nurturing, joyful, generative, expansive, creative, and orgasmic energies, and no judgment, which was everything I wanted to have in the world, made me doubt whether it would or could ever show up. And if those things couldn't show up from my point of view, it wasn't worth living. Now they do, and life is worth living. So what is it that you want and what you desire? Are you taking first step towards it? Are you believing in it? Are you not giving up your trust and your belief, even if anybody on the planet says it's not possible? Do you have your back for your knowing? And everything that doesn't allow you to have that, receive that, and perceive that about you, would you like to let go? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pop, boys, povas, beyonds, and chutti, everything that is Ankita. Orgasmic and unstoppable. If you had that energy of sectionist, would you be stoppable or unstoppable, guys? Unstoppable, right? Having that world, would you choose to bend and waver according to other people's judgment? Why would you choose to bend according to the heaviness of their judgments when there's so much fun to be had? You would be unjudgeable because their judgments would no longer have any effect on you. Therefore, you would be unstoppable and unlimitable, and no one could control you. Oh, yeah. You would also be really joyful and a lot kinder to you and everyone else, and you would have a lot of more energy. How many people in your life would be totally intimidated by that? Almost all of them, except for the ones that are willing to be that orgasmic too. Would you be willing to have and be or more fun? Would you be willing to be unstoppable? Would you be willing to be more orgasmic? Because orgasm is the energy that creates life. Mark it, guys. Orgasm is the energy that creates life. So if you really, really want to create something in your life, you have to be that orgasmically high. And anything that I remember in my college days, when I was doing my MBA, I was 24/7 oozing. And I used to think, am I like kind of want to have sex and a copulation? Am I got addicted to copulation? Is it what? What's going on in my world? Jab dekho, yahi aa raha hota. But my body was thriving. It was joyful. It was excited to be out in the world. But nobody had told me that. And I kept going into back forth into my wrongness. That, even if my body is oozing, this is wrong. How many of you have done that? Stopped yourself from oozing because you were oozing even looking at the tree. You were oozing looking at people. You were just oozing out because you were out in the world. And you were enjoying little joys of life. So everything that is, can you please just join and get on? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pop, boys, povas, and beyonds. And everywhere you haven't given that permission to yourself to ooze out 24/7, would you like to let that go? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pop, boys, povas, and beyonds. How many excuses are we using of our hormones of not oozing out? Now this age, that age, now I should not be, should be. And orgasm has nothing to do with your hormones. Everything that is, would you please just try and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pop, boys, povas, and beyonds. You think you're not able to create life. You're not only able to create the physical life, but you can create many other forms. So don't give up your orgasms, girls. Everything that is, can you destroy and get all right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pop, boys, povas, and beyonds. Everything that doesn't allow that to show up, destroy and unkill. By the way, it doesn't require that you to copulate ever. What if you could choose to have that wonderful orgasmic energy whenever you desired it? What would it take to actually have an orgasmic living? Orgasmic what? You say? Orgasmic living? That's where you choose your life and experiences you have because they are fun, joyful, intensely wonderful, and expansive. What would that take? One of the things it requires is a choice on your part. You have to be willing to have an orgasmic living as something valuable rather than something you try to avoid at all costs so you can be normal, average, real, and the same as everyone else. You have to be willing to have it as a contribution to your life rather than seeing it as a bad thing. Would you be willing to have a totally different point of view? Will you do me and you a favor, please? Will you please let go of idea that you have to have sex copulation in order to have orgasm? Instead, will you please let it be an energy of joyous possibility and generation flowing through your entire life and living continuously? Just because you take the necessity of copulation out of orgasm, please don't take the orgasm out of copulation. What do I mean? Well, have you ever had a bite of food that tasted so deliciously yummy, so tasty with so many levels of flavor coursing through it, and that you could feel it through every cell of your whole body? Is that orgasmic? Yes. By the way, if you haven't, it's time. Have you ever gone downhill skiing so fast that you were laughing so hard that you were going to pee in your pants? Was it orgasmic? Yes. Have you ever sat on the bench or in the mountains with the sun caressing your skin, feeling so very blessed to be alive that you felt at one with everything? Was it orgasmic? Yes. So have you ever taken a bath where from the moment you climbed into the steaming water, your body was all buzz and aglow with the intensity and sensations of it? Orgasmic. Yes. Okay. All of those are experiences of orgasmic living. They are just a tiny portion of the infinite possibilities that are available. Notice that not one of them involved copulation. Weirder, what would it be like if it were more valuable to you to have more of your life show up like that? Would that be a lot more fun? So what are you waiting for? You are being given the tools. Create the change that allows that to show up. You must just barely open the door for that to happen today. But if you don't ever open it, it will stay shut forever. If you open it now, it may just stay open forever. Your choice. What would you all choose? यार ऐसे नहीं बात करते, सेक्स की बातें नहीं करते. सेक्सुअल तो सेंशुअल तो लगना ही नहीं है बिल्कुल दुनिया में. Don't look like that, okay? Don't choose it. Everything that is can be destroyed and get all right, good and bad, pot, popcorn, within you. Don't you think it's like I'm really thanking Dane? Like, I don't know how many times I've read this book, but every time you read it's so different. I'm already sensing so much of orgasm, like talking, learning that life is so simple. And we are like, Botox kara lo, ye kar lo, wo kar lo, tab humse. That nurturance is not there. Nothing can make you hot. Nothing can you make you say. And you know, that is when people get carried away. Sometimes you see there is no shape, no size, weird person, but people are drooling over those people. Why? It's the energy of that sexualness. Totally being alive. They're like, "Baad mein jaye duniya, hum apna kha rahe hain, pee rahe hain." And I remember I had one of my friend's friend, my sister's friend, and she's like huge, huh? I never looked at her size. मेरे कभी ध्यान ही नहीं गया. I could not ever go. And she was also my senior. And I'm like, I always kept looking at her face. It was so charming. Her talks, her thing was so joyful. कभी मेरा, and I would like say, कितनी क्या यार ये क्या, उसको देखे मुझे कम लगा, कितनी smartly dressed है, कितनी मस्त लग रही है, क्या ये हो. Never. Until one day I was sitting with her after years down the lane. And I was just sitting and chatting with her. And she's like, she had so many judgments coming over her body. I said, what the hell? I have been giving your example to the whole world that you're so orgasmic, so this, so that. I said, मेरी तो यहाँ से नीचे शक्ल, तेरी नजर को क्या करूँ? लड़कों की जानी चाहिए. I said, उसके लिए अपनी नजर को बदल, लड़कों की छोड़. जब सारी लड़की की नजर नहीं हटती तेरे से, तो लड़कों की कैसे हटेगी? but it is your point of view, right? It is how you be that you see the world. So how many to be seen by the men or to be seen by the woman, how much are we cutting ourselves? Can we first see ourselves? Everything that doesn't allow, can we destroy and not get all right? You know, good and bad, pot, pork, mission, boys, povas, and beyonds. Yes, being you. It's Being You, Changing the World by Dr. Dane Heer. Trisha. So, orgasmic living or being normal, average, and real, and the same as every other boring person you have ever known. Which would you like to choose? The funny part is, it's really just a choice. And what exactly are these tools that you have? Let me give you a quick review here. Demand. Number one, demand. Make a demand that the way things were showing up is changing now and something different is going to show up. Number two, ask. Ask, what is it going to take for this to show up? And what can I change, choose, and contribute and receive that will allow this to show up? Number three, pod and POC, ask to destroy and unkit and let go of everything that doesn't allow that to show up as soon as possible. And then run that clearing statement. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, POC, unless your boys, povas, and beyonds. Number four, choose and act. Your choice determines the potentials that will occur. In other words, you have got the demand, the question, letting go of the limitation, and it's a choice, an action that actually creates a different potential for the future. You have to choose. Number five, receive. And by the way, इन सबको करने के लिए कहीं जाके मजदूरी नहीं करनी है. Just make your demand in your world. I fucking demand this. I'm asking this universe, pock and pot everything that is not letting me. And I just choose. अब how many जाना है? I've chosen. अब उसका थप्पड़ पड़े, उल्टा टंगना पड़े, गिरना पड़े, it's okay, part of the game. What if you receive that too? It's like if you have chosen to go for a trekking, अब आधे रास्ते में तुम ये नहीं सोचोगे ना यहाँ से मुड़ जाए, वहां से मुड़ जाए, ये क्या कर ले? Right? You will go, and by the time when you reach the top, then you're like, oh wow, I did it. So trust everything is working out. Cool. Receive. Fifth is receive everything. Please know you don't control when something shows up or exactly how it looks. The universe does. For this to work, for things to change, you have to be willing to receive everything that shows up with no judgment or exclusion. There you have it. Recap of the short form of for changing anything. Too weird? That's okay. You really didn't want the change anyway, did you? So, especially not the sexualness thing. Who would want to be orgasmic anyway, really? Awesome, orgasmic. So I'll just give you a recap of this chapter. Orgasmic body, how to have more energy at any time with total ease. Start by remembering the last time you had an orgasm. Abhi kar lo sab log. When did you have a nice, yummy orgasm? People who haven't and not married and have not had sex also have had orgasm, so don't lie. Everything that is can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, but can you please send us all of this? I didn't get that. Could you unmute and tell? You can buy the book online, sweetheart. Or you can come and join the book club, which is like today was your gift, but yes, you guys can join it. I'm going to do it for a week, same time every day. So if anybody is interested for me to read for you, please join me. Now bring that orgasmic energy up from the earth. The earth has a huge amount of it. It's like a big blushing hot orgasm. So right now, all of you can pull from the earth. How else could it have a molten core that takes hundreds of millions or more billions of years to go cold? Okay, bring the energy of orgasm from the earth through your feet, into your ankles, through your knees, through your hips, through your belly, through your solar plexus and chest, through your arms, and through your neck and out of the top of your head. How does your body feel now? Oh, by the way, if your sweet body wants to move in a particular way at this point, please let it. If you started every day and every night this way, that would not be good for you at all. Yeah, that was a joke if you didn't catch that. Awesome. That was it for today. Thank you. Any questions, if anybody has, is most welcome to ask me. But yes, I have been doing this book read for another week in a book club, basically. So if anybody wants to join, if one is scared of having December deck, what if one has had sex and now again is scared of having too much? When is sex too much? Really? Can you come online, Lipisha?
Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
No, it was not December, it was sex.
Deck? Dick.
No, yeah, it was a typo error. So yeah.
Okay. Why do we have so much shame on calling Dick Dick? It is a dick. Okay. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my question is, if one has had sex before, also having with a lot of points of view that you're just scared, and then you finally end up having, and then again for some time if you've not had, and again you are scared of having sex.
So,
Like you just think that you will never be able to have. Like, you have a
Was-
lot of
so the only thing is that one can remind the first time that you had it. Was it fun?
no.
झूठ है ये अभी इतना बड़ा झूठ है.
No, it wasn't. No.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
say yes.
So every time
No, just say
it
yes.
was with fear.
No, darling. Just say yes.
What?
Did you enjoy the sex?
No.
Okay, now say yes.
Yes.
And now say no again.
No.
And now say yes.
Yes.
See? Can you sense the no and yes? Mein? It is not here any. It's just like no jab aap bol rahe ho na. No.
Hmm.
And yes is
Hmm.
yes. So there is a lightness in your yes. So you are lying to yourself continuously that I did not enjoy it, because in your reality, maybe it's wrong. Maybe you're not married. Maybe you're single. You don't want to be seen having sex. So you are making it wrong. But there is no fear. Fear is equal to excitement. You enjoyed first time you did it. And there is no force. Always remember, it is a choice to have copulate or not.
Hmm.
Nobody forcing you. So if you're fearful, don't do it. But you want to do it.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that. So do you please stop lying to yourself and acknowledge, yes, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I would like to do it again. It's just that hope I don't get pregnant. Hope I'm not caught. Hope I'm not blah blah blah. All
No,
the
but I'm like scared again. Like I'm scared.
scared or excited.
Scared.
Okay, then don't do it.
Hmm.
Who's asking? Who's pushing you to do? Galat facilitator पे फंस गए. Everything that is, would you like to let go?
Yes.
Yes, so please acknowledge it. Stop giving this lie to yourself that you don't want or you don't like
Okay.
it. I do like it. I'm enjoying it. And that's an excitement and the thrill of having it again. Otherwise,
Okay.
you always have a choice of not doing. Even till the last minute, you have a choice of not having the intercourse or any kind of sexual activity. See, Access never says you to go and have sex. It is just saying that you have everything within you and all the orgasmic energies are in you. You don't need anybody.
Okay.
If you don't want to go, have fun, then don't make it wrong.
Okay.
Thanks for the question.
Thanks.
All right. Anybody else has a question? Else, I'll take a leave. And whosoever is interested, please ping us. And also my VTC team is doing the Be the Change book club, which is amazing for the first time. So anybody wants to join them and get facilitated how they have been facilitating. I think Shivangi is here. She can say more around it.
Yeah, so this was day one, and thanks to Umesh, he kind of initiated that let's keep today's call as a gift call. So really, everyone can thank him.
Yeah.
And thanks to Aradhana for taking it up. This is going to continue for the next few more days. I think 7 more days. And we have the Be the Change book club, the first ever, starting on the 18th, and the first call there as well is a gift call. So we invite all of you to be a part of it and also join us for the 21-day journey. Thank you so much, everybody who's here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And what else is possible? All the miracles and magic to your ways. And thank you for all your support always. Hope this call contributed. All the sevens. Wonderful.
When is it, Shivangi? कब है? कब है ये
18.
तीनों? 18
BTC.
कहाँ? Where Zoom call or is it Facebook or is it Insta?
It is
कहाँ है?
Zoom.
It'll be posted on it's already posted on the BTC groups. So
Okay.
you can get the details there. And this Being You book club is at the same time at 12.
Okay.
Every
Yeah,
day
we'll continue at the same time.
for next 9, 7, 8, 9 days, whatever it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.